Right, welcome to Manor Park. It's Friday afternoon. Tim and I are back doing our walkabout. We didn't do last week because we were mopping up after the auction.
Yeah.
Which, do you know, we did nearly, well, actually over 90% in the sale.
Result, wasn't it?
It was a fantastic result. We're very pleased about that. So there we are. So let's show you what's coming in this week.
This week, yep. First on the block, Jim, R129 Merc. 280 SL, this one, just over 70,000 miles.
Yep.
It's got a long MOT on it. It's got the wide alloys. You know the name for those, don't you?
Monoblocks.
Monoblocks.
Bolted
monoblocks. Bolted monoblocks. Nice looking car. Needs a good clean. Needs a wash and a tidy.
But we're going to do that anyway.
We're going to do that. So I think this car will look $1 million when it's all done.
So do I.
Best of all, though, guess what?
No reserve.
It's a no reserve.
Hey!
It's a no reserver. So yeah, potential bargain now for somebody. Just to let you know as well, it doesn't actually come with the hard top. We don't have the hard top with this one.
Well, a lot of them didn't because they were, yeah. I had one in green, which I loved. I don't know about a hard top.
Yeah.
And I was not a bit bothered.
No. Because these are all about open top motoring, aren't they?
They are, but if you do want to buy a hard top for one of these, they're not that expensive.
No,
so
absolutely.
It's not the end of the world, but
Absolutely.
why would you?
No, absolutely.
Why would you?
So,
okay,
that's
nice.
that one. And then, should we have a look at this one?
Yeah.
So this is a real British classic, Rover 100. This is the 6-cylinder version.
Oh.
2.6 litre with overdrive.
Wowee. It's got the lot, hasn't it?
Yeah, got the lot. I would suggest it's a good, usable classic, this one. In the black with the red leather.
Yes.
You know, it's a super looking 50s, 60s classic. Just waiting for its next owner.
Oh, it's locked, isn't it? Let's have a look on the back. Oh, he's locked it.
Oh, well, it's locked. Okay.
But isn't that nice with red
Nice,
leather, as you say? It's beautiful, that.
And these, of course, had the aluminium bonnet and the aluminium doors.
I do like
really
that.
Really well built, these things.
I do
really
like
well
it.
Built. Can we have a look in there, Charlotte? Oh, that's locked.
He's locked it. Oh, there you go.
There we go. There you go. Suicide doors on the rear.
Yes.
So just poke your nose in there, Charlotte. Have a look around.
Look at that dashboard.
All the wood and leather
Isn't it
you could
lovely?
ever want in that one. Lots
It's
of
a
chrome as
gentleman's boudoir, isn't
well.
it?
It is, isn't it? It's a super little car, that. Okie doke. That's a 1960. That one. And then we've got something a little bit later. Should we do the Saab?
Let's do the Saab.
So
was it 1983, 84?
83, 84. This is the last of the line of the 99s, actually, Jim.
Right.
So this is obviously a two-door.
Yes.
140,000 miles.
It's nothing, is it?
It's got some really nice little extras, this. So it's got the Ronal alloys.
Yeah.
You've got the Saab sunroof. It does look a little bit like an aftermarket sunroof, but this is a proper
it's
Saab
stamped
sunroof.
Saab, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, but the main thing with this car is the interior. So Charlotte, just have a look over here at this interior. So this shows how well Saabs last, because that is just smashing,
beautiful.
Isn't it?
Isn't that beautiful?
I mean, that's 40 years old, that interior, Jim.
Yeah, look at that.
Looks super. All that blue velour.
I think these are one of the best retro cars on the road.
I think they're fine.
They just look fantastic,
yeah, they look great,
don't they?
And they last. And I know 140,000 miles, but those engines can take it.
Yeah.
You've also got the benefit of this lovely Saab spoiler on the back as well.
It just works, doesn't it?
So it's kind of turbo-esque in its look.
Yes.
But you don't have the complications of a turbocharged engine.
No, you don't. No, I like that.
Yeah, that one's got an MOT in it as well.
And how much is that going to be?
I think probably 5 or 6, maybe.
Really?
I guess so. Yeah.
It's a lot of cars for the
6,
money.
I think, for that one.
You know, just while we're talking, Mark has taken the Mercedes away to clean it.
Ah, right. Excellent.
So there you
Yes.
go. So that's what happens when cars come in. Just
They
in
do.
case you don't know, we
They
clean
do.
them,
Yeah, yeah.
and there it goes.
We'll give it a clean and then make that look great
Transform
when it's
that
all
car.
done. Now, Jim, you know about this one, don't you? This is
Yes,
a Super Riley, isn't
this
it?
is a Super Riley 472. Now, this car came to us from the Isle of Man. It's got an absolute ton of history. The gentleman is an avid car collector, and he's got some beautiful cars, but too many cars.
Yep.
So he's given us this. He has given us a few more as well, actually, but we'll talk about those next week. But
Yeah.
this car, and there's photographic evidence, there's lots of history from previous owners. It's a very low ownership car,
Yes.
but it's the mileage.
Go on.
Now, the mileage that's displayed on the clock,
Yes.
which I shall check for you now, is allegedly the original mileage, because the car was off the road for many, many years. Now,
Right.
It's saying on there 26,000 miles.
Right.
Now, David, who owns it, and he bought off a lovely older gentleman, they are both of the belief that that is the correct mileage. Now, we can't guarantee that, obviously. However, the underneath is fantastic. The engine bay is very detailed. Yes, it's been painted at some time in its life because it was in 30-year storage.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's lovely.
Yeah,
it's lovely. If you look at the quality of the interior,
yes,
it could be.
Yeah.
But come and have a look at it and make your own mind up.
I mean, the front of that's great, isn't it? I mean,
Beautiful.
Look at that. Quite imposing at the front with all that chrome.
Yeah, it is.
I like that.
Yeah, you don't see it like that anymore, do you?
And what are we looking at price-wise on that one, Jim?
Well, somewhere between 10 and 12 will probably
10 to
buy
12
this
on
car,
that
but
one, yeah.
there can't be many of these left.
No, absolutely not.
It's
Definitely
absolutely
not.
lovely. We did have one a few years ago that made £14,000-15,000.
Okay.
And maybe it wasn't quite as nice as that.
Right, wow.
But who knows?
So come and have a look at that.
Come and have a look at that.
Okay. Let's go and have a look at this lovely little Peugeot that's just rocked up. So when I knew this was on its way, I got quite excited.
Yes.
Because I just think these are just a smashing little classic.
They're lovely.
Really cute, rare. And this particular example was driven to us here 150, 160 miles from the owner's home.
Wow.
He drove it up this afternoon. He's caught the train home, so that's another thing we can do.
Yes.
We're happy to give customers a lift back to the station when they can get back home from. This is in super condition, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it? I do like that.
So that'd be an early, 73, 74 and an M.
Yes.
Round about that, with a nice tan interior.
I mean, look at that inside there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's
It just looks like an honest little car.
It's the perfect chic convertible, isn't it?
It is.
You know, a
It is.
French convertible
Yeah.
from the 70s.
Yeah,
UK supplied.
yeah,
Right-hand drive.
yeah.
That is very, very nice.
So it'll be registered historic, I guess. So
Yes.
you haven't got no tax to pay on.
No.
MOT exempt,
Yes.
if you want to go down that route.
It is very nice. And again, the colour.
Yeah.
How ahead of its time was that
lovely,
colour
isn't it?
back in the day with that
That's super,
interior?
isn't it? That's
I love
super.
that. That's lovely. That's beautiful.
And the hood actually looks in great nick.
It does, doesn't it?
That looks like newish to me, that hood.
Yeah. No, I like that. And again, it looks factory standard to me.
It does.
It's not being messed with. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's not being messed about with.
I think the best thing with that though, Jim, is the price.
Go on.
So we're looking at 6 grand.
Ooh.
I think by rights it should do more than that.
It's got 6, 7, 8,000, but maybe,
yeah,
but somewhere a little over 6 might buy it.
I think so. I mean, I've seen them up at 10.
I have.
But certainly that's one to buy now and use in the spring.
Oh.
Get the hood down, or even get the hood down on a winter's day. Nice and frosty. Get the heater on, and away you go.
Do you know, I just wonder how many of those are left now.
There
There won't be many, and that's when
No,
Peugeots build big, solid, heavy cars.
Yeah.
That is nice though. I
Cute,
like that.
isn't it? Cute.
Yeah, very.
Right then,
Right.
on to the next. So what do you know about the Alpine then, Jim?
Well, it's an interesting one, this. Sorry, I'm just distracted by the Mercedes.
Now,
Look at the difference.
You don't need another silver Merc in your life.
No,
You've
I do.
already got enough.
You can never have enough silver cars in your life, especially German convertibles. Anyway,
Yeah.
Sunbeam Alpine, 1966.
Yep.
On a D, it's a 1725 engine.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, the intriguing thing about it is, and it is very tidy and it's very
Isn't it?
nice.
Yeah.
The gentleman has supplied some new carpets with it, and he's coming back to fit them for us.
Okay.
So it'll have new carpets in, which I think is quite a nice thing to do.
Super. Yeah.
But the intriguing thing about it is I don't know whether it's 2 or 3 owners from new. It would appear,
Okay.
according to the V5 and according to this, a UK supply car, by the way.
Yeah.
So according to the V5 and the HPI, it's saying it's 3 owners.
Right.
And 2 of them were father and son.
Okay.
And the father died, it went in the son's name.
Right.
Now, if it is, that is magnificent.
Yes.
But there's just a little part of me that thinks once upon a time the DVLA did a purge on classic
did.
cars
They did.
where they took everything back to year 1, so to say.
Yes.
However, I don't know.
You don't know, do you?
There's a Rucker history,
Yeah.
and you know what's really nice is the original owner's manual and all the service history is handwritten in the back of the owner's manual. They just don't see that.
No,
do
you don't. You don't. You don't.
But again, what a true British sports
It's
car.
super, that, isn't it? And I mean, the zip along though, it's a 1725 engine.
Yeah.
That's a reasonably sized engine in what is quite a light car.
Yeah.
So that will zip along quite nicely.
Yeah.
It's got kind of Ford Thunderbird-ish looks, hasn't it?
Yes.
Albeit about 2/3 size.
Yeah.
And that's a super looking classic.
Yeah.
Again, one you can use on a winter's day, I suppose, providing it's not raining, or get out in the spring.
Yeah, and you actually can get a hard top of this.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Yeah.
Now, you know how I have this little thing about older cars and useless information,
Go on.
like the Cortina and the World Cup squad.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to absolutely blow your mind now.
Go on then.
Do you know that Cliff Richard's first car was one of them?
Was it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There you go. See?
I didn't know
Google
that.
that. It's true. So Cliff Richard's very first car was one of
I
them.
do know that Sean Connery drove one in Dr. No in 1961, a
Well,
black one.
allegedly, this was the first Bond car.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But Cliff did have one. There you
Wow.
go.
All right, great
I'm
stuff.
a big fan.
Well, we like a bit of Cliff, don't
You
we?
like a bit of Cliff. Now, the price of this is
yes.
see,
I'm off.
You're getting all
I'm off, I'm getting all
You've all
excited.
got Cliff in your mind, haven't you now? Right. It's a good job we don't talk anymore. Right.
Hey!
Hey! Yeah, so this is somewhere between £5,000 and £6,000.
That's not bad, is it?
It's not.
I don't think that's bad for that.
And I think we need to give the vendor of this congratulations. Right, come on then.
Yeah, okay. Oh, dear me. Victor, obviously, but not just any old Vauxhall Victor.
No. Well, it started life as a Vauxhall Victor, again, which is rare in itself, but now it's running a 5-litre Chevy engine and gearbox.
Okay.
So it's this, we seem to have got a bit of a hot rod theme going at the
We have,
moment.
haven't we? Yes, yes.
But I've got to say,
Yes.
the upholstery is beautiful,
Yep.
bench seat,
Yep.
it's fabulously done.
It's
You know,
been very
they're not
well
for
done.
everybody, and I get that,
Yeah.
but the quality of this car
Yeah.
is lovely.
When we started up before,
Oh, the noise.
oh, the noise. The noise was great.
Well,
You
it's
don't
got-
get that for an electric car, do you, that noise?
No, you don't. It's got twin exhausts, but both sides.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
it's amazing.
And
It
I'm
really
guessing
is.
That's not a factory colour either.
I wouldn't have thought so, no. But it's very,
great,
very,
isn't it? I
it's
mean-
very, just look at the interior on that. It is
They are, Charlotte. Let's have a
exceptional
look
in there.
Yeah, so it's a V8.
It's a V8,
Yeah.
5 litre,
Yeah. Yeah.
quick shift automatic.
We used to have one of these in the day. We had the Estate. My dad had a 2000 SL version, the Estate, the Victor Estate, bronze with green plastic upholstery that used to heat up very nicely in the summer and then burn the backs of your legs when you used to go and sit.
Was
sit
that,
on the
was
seat.
that before your Mercury Grey XR2?
That was well before, actually, the Mercury Grey XR2. Price-wise on that one, Jim?
Somewhere between £8,000 and £9,000.
Right.
But we say this cars are unique. That is unique.
That is unique.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
stunning in its
Super.
condition.
Super.
Beautiful
We need to have
condition.
a look at that Porsche, Jim.
We do.
944S, but this is a 16-valve Ventiler. So it's a rare piece of kit, this, and it looks in great nick.
It looks lovely, and they suit white so well, these cars, don't they?
They do. Nice low mileage on this one, 50,000 miles.
Right.
MOT, comes with rucks of history as well. Just nice little things like this little Lancaster bow sticker there.
Yeah.
The Porsche
Yeah.
sticker. Just a nicely presented
It's
classic.
beautiful, isn't it? The correct wheels, sunroof, which are detachable on these. The roof
Sunroof
comes
as well.
out. Did you know that?
I did know that,
Yeah,
actually.
and the
yes,
cover's
yes,
there for it.
Yes, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's nice. But you know what the best thing about it is?
Go on.
And again, I think Charlotte needs to come around and have a look at this. Look at the interior.
Right,
Come and have a look at this.
yeah. Oh, that's
So
great, isn't it?
have a feast upon that. So it's the Porsche pinstripe, which is fine.
Yeah.
But look at the colour. Burgundy, that is amazing. And the condition of it.
Yeah.
What a
I mean,
contrast.
that screen of that mileage is correct, isn't it? Look at that interior.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
Obviously, you have to have a look at the records, but
Yeah.
I mean, normally these go in the bolsters, don't they? And they
They
just
do, and
fade a bit.
The
but
kick
that's
plate's
super,
usually
isn't it?
damaged, and
Yeah, that's super.
as we know, you can paint cars, but interiors are the hardest things to replicate.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's lovely. But I thought it's a fabulous colour combination.
It's
that.
nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I quite like that.
Now, I think are we talking to the vendor at the moment about price on this?
We are. We're just having a chat to him,
having a
but
chat
I
to him
think
about
he's
that
going to
one.
be really sensible on it.
Good.
So, but we'll come back to you on that one.
Super, super. Right.
So then,
Well, we've got a couple here of four-wheel drive. We've got the stereotypical, very, very trustworthy Defender, reliable. This one's a 2010, Jim, just under over 90,000 miles. It's a 110 hard top.
And it's a commercial, isn't it?
It's
It's got no rear seats in it.
No rear seats.
But you
so
can
it's a
put them in.
two-seater, Yeah. So we're just clarifying the position on the VAT with this one.
Yeah.
But notwithstanding that, I think it presents really nicely. The two-tone white and black works well. You've got the uprated alloys on it as well.
Yeah, side steps as well.
Side steps. You've got a little cubby box as well between the front seats for
Yeah.
some more storage. It's a tidy example.
It's a very tight. The paintwork's lovely, isn't it?
It's not perfect. It's just starting to go in
No,
one
but
or
it's
two little
nice.
places. But overall, you know, for a Landy, it's one to use and take away and do what you want to with it. But I think it looks really, really nice.
Well, that's what I was going to say to you. I think this is pretty much a blank canvas because you see these now and they've got all the twisted bits on. They have all the bits and pieces which you can go and go and go.
Yeah.
This one is to do what, as you say, you can do what you
can
want
do what you
with
want
it.
to with it. Price-wise on this one, notwithstanding the fact we've just got to sort the position with the VAT out on it, but we're looking about 12 grand with this one, which I think, you know, is a decent load of car for the money.
Yeah.
Really, really capable though, is off the road, as we know.
Yep.
And then from that we go to this. So,
Well,
so this is something really special. When this rocked up, I thought, blimey, O'Reilly, that's a while since I've seen one of these. So this is a Pajero Evo, 3.5 litre, 6-cylinder, 260 brake horsepower.
Wow.
The only built 2,500 in 1997. It was all part of the
Paris Dakar, was it?
Sorry?
The Paris Dakar race
Paris
cars.
Dakar.
Yeah.
Homologation, I think that's the word.
Isn't
Easy
that
for me
milk?
to say.
Isn't that milk?
Yes. You get me drift. You get me drift. So, okay, 131,000 miles on this one.
Yeah. It's lovely though, isn't it?
It's great. It's got long MOT on it.
Yeah.
It sounds wonderful.
I can imagine.
It sounds great. It's got some aftermarket red mud flaps on it.
Well, from memory, I think the race cars did.
Yes, I
From
think you're
memory.
right. Yeah. It's got the alloys with the big chunky tyres on it as
Yeah.
well.
And the proper branded tyres.
Proper banded tyres.
Yeah, good
which
rich
is
tyres are
import.
the ones.
The Cherish Reg, the Evo Reg is staying with it as well.
That's nice.
So this particular car was imported in 2000. There's a little tiny bit of wear on the driver's seat bolster. Not really surprising given the mileage, but overall condition-wise,
It's a great looker.
I think it's a great looker, and it's rare.
Yeah,
rare,
very,
rare,
very,
rare.
very, very.
You know, you could take that to a classic car show. I'm not sure you'd see another one.
You'd be the only one there. And the good thing, even though it's an import, it's right-hand drive.
It's right-hand drive as well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Price-wise on that one, Jim, I think somewhere 22, 23, 24, something like that. That's what we seem to be going for at the moment. Retail, you're looking at 28, 29, 30.
And then some.
But that's a rare bit of kit.
Yes.
I
like that.
really like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then from one Mitsubishi to another.
Indeed. Now, you see, that's so understated to some extent. I nearly missed out on it. This is the last of the Evos, the four-door Evo saloons.
Right, so this is a rare thing,
This
isn't
is
it?
a rare thing. This is a 440
Yeah.
or an FQ 440 MR. So FQ, we know what that stands for, flipping quick. And MR,
I wasn't going to say that. But
Mitsubishi Racing.
yes.
Okay, so they only built 40 of those, Jim. That is a rare, rare, rare car. Very collectible. It's done 7,000 miles from you.
Oh, my God.
It's one owner from you. I was talking to the owner when he arrived. He didn't really want to sell it.
No.
He's not using it.
Obviously.
He used it very, very minimally. Normally, take it to the MOT station, get it MOT'd, bring it back, wrap it up in the garage, and then take it out occasionally during the year, which justifies and explains the super low mileage on it. He bought it new.
UK supplied?
UK supplied, and he was telling me how quick it is. I mean, this is a really quick car. 0 to 60 from you under 4 seconds. So it's sequential gearbox in it. It's just a great, great example.
So you've got limited number,
Yeah.
UK supplied,
Yeah.
one owner,
Yeah.
7,000 miles,
Yeah.
pretty much perfect condition.
Ticks all the boxes.
It's the holy grail, isn't it?
It ticks all the boxes. I think if you're an Evo collector or an Evo aficionado, that's a car you've got to have in your collection.
Absolutely. Would there be a better one in the country? Probably
Doubt
not.
it. I doubt it. Certainly not with that mileage. Now, if you're going to put in the collection, you're going to need to put your hands on about 40 grand. That's what we're thinking it's going to go for.
Well,
round about that
take it the other way. Yes, £40,000 collector's car, all this, that, and the other. What car today can you spend £40,000 on as a new car that will give you that? I don't think you can.
Well, you're paying 30 grand now for an electric Astra, maybe even more. So I'd rather pay that bit extra and have something like that in the garage. Wouldn't you?
Well, I walked into a BMW dealership not so long ago, and there was a 1 Series.
Yes.
And I walked past it at first, and as I walked past it, I looked at the bonnet. It was £50,000, a 1 Series.
Bonkers, isn't it?
Apparently, that's the going rate. It was, I don't know what it was, but yeah, it's a 1 Series. So
mad,
40,000 for that or thereabouts
Yeah.
doesn't seem that daft.
No, I don't think it does. I don't think it does.
No,
Great car.
absolutely.
Great car, that one. As is this one.
Oh,
Look
there
at
we
the
go.
condition of this one.
This is beautiful, isn't it?
So late 80s. Obviously, it's a Range Rover.
Yeah.
It's got a 4.5 litre badge on the back, Jim.
Yes, Will was talking about that. We're just getting clarification, aren't we?
Yeah. So we're just trying to clarify exactly, because it says 3.9 up front on the engine. It says 4.5 there. So we're just trying to figure out exactly what engine's fitted it. Notwithstanding that, it looks in great nick.
But there was a company way back when that did that to these.
Yeah.
So it's not something that someone's done, Fred in the shed.
No.
This is something that was done.
Yeah. Sumptuous interior there.
Look at that, it's beautiful in
Leather,
there, isn't it?
Walnut. Yeah.
How nice is that?
Yeah. And it sounds great, doesn't it? When it started up, it sounded
Oh, they're
fantastic.
lovely. But I think, again, it's withstanding the engine, everything else is factory standard.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. The correct wheels, correct colour, the interior. It's lovely, isn't it?
I'm guessing that's Moonraker Blue, actually. Looks like Moonraker Blue.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, it looks like Moonraker Blue. Colour-coded alloys as well. I think it's a Vogue. It's either a Vogue or an SE.
Or did they call it
SE.
Caspian Blue, maybe?
Oh, possibly.
Dunno.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't know. But it is.
Yeah.
Because they're out of that colour or the green, they were the two go-to colours, weren't
Yes, they were.
So that's nice.
So there'll be more details on price on that one on the on the website, won't there?
And once we clarify the engine.
Once we clarify. Let's go and have a look at some projects.
Yes.
So we've got these 2 projects in, but we have actually got next week a Range Rover Suffix B project coming in.
Ah, that lived with this, didn't it?
That live with this.
Yes.
Yeah. But the Suffix B comes with a brand new British Leyland supplied shell. Now, looking at the pictures, not a full shell.
And that's worth a lot of money.
We'll be able to get more pictures out there next week, obviously, when it arrives. But if you want a Project Rangey, look out for that next week.
Yeah.
From the same house, the same home, as Jim said, we've got this Stag. Now, okay, it looks a little bit sorry for itself, but I think there's a car here. Long-term ownership.
Well, let's have a little peep under here because
that's the original engine.
Right.
So it hasn't been converted.
There's the important part. Original engine in a Stag.
Yeah.
And gearbox is...
It's a manual.
Manual?
With overdrive.
With overdrive.
And you've got the hardtop
and the
as well.
hardtop. And it's got the proper alloys.
It's got the proper alloys. So it's a 73.
You're right, there's a car there.
It's done just over 90,000. This car was cherished. It was loved. And then it was tucked away. 30 years later, it arrived here. So this is 30 years worth of dust and grime and grit and all the rest of it. So the lovely lady Stephanie who owns it, she's she's just clearing out a few things, and this used to be her car. Nice. So she used to ride around in this up until 30 years ago, and now she wants to go to a new home, ideally to be restored.
Yes.
But I think you've got the makings of a great car there.
Well, they are becoming very rare and desirable Stags now, aren't they?
Well, they were rare and desirable in the day. I mean, anybody who had a Stag in the day was certainly heading in the right direction, I would say.
Yeah.
They're equally as desirable today.
Because
you can get on top of the problems. You know, they had a problem about overheating, but you know what? That can all be fixed these days.
Yeah.
So a worthwhile project there for somebody.
And it needs keeping on the road, doesn't it?
It needs keeping on the road. It's a no reserve.
Oh.
So, you know, it'll do whatever it does on the day. Let's find a new home for it.
Yes, let's do that.
And let's find a new home for this as well, Jim. So I was so excited when, I mean, I like the Minis, but I was so excited when this one come in. This is a Mark III Mini Cooper S. So it's a rare thing because they only built 1,500 of these, 1,600 or so.
So what year is it?
It's a 1970
1970.
Mini Cooper S.
Okay.
Okay. So
Now,
obviously it's been stripped.
Yeah.
So what we understand is this was owned by a chappie down south. He stripped it. The shell was sent off. It had work. So consequently, this shell is in super condition.
Yeah.
It's had new panels fitted. And there's bills in the file for all the panels that were purchased. The price of the panels then were, back in the late 80s, were just amazingly cheap. They're still cheap now, but
not that cheap.
And the work that's been done to the shell is fantastic. You know, you can tell a professional has done this shell.
You can.
It's been done really well. Originally, we think this Mini was antelope, which in itself was a very rare colour in 1970. At some stage, it's been painted blue, and it's in blue now, obviously. So you stand a chance with this one because it's a great shell, and then you've got all the bits to put with it.
And do you know what really jumped out at me?
Go on.
Twin tanks.
Twin tanks.
Twin tanks.
Yeah, twin tanks. I mean, it's very difficult to tell a Cooper S Mark III from a Mini 850 Mark III. The twin tanks were one, the wheels were the other, the badging was the other, and one or two little minor differences.
I know things here now. Wasn't there three or four bolts on the water pump?
Oh, well, you got one on me there. You got one on me there. Oh, that's interesting.
Someone told me here.
Okay. Now, obviously, people will be saying, well, is it a Cooper S? Isn't a Cooper S? Well, we've got the heritage certificate. We've got the V5.
And that says Cooper S.
The heritage certificate says Cooper S, yeah.
Can't argue with that.
No. And we've got bills that refer to Cooper or Cooper S. We've got MOT certificates to back up the mileage on the car as well. The dash, we've got the original 130 mile an hour dash, which shows
that's another Cooper
miles
feature.
So,
and what's in the box?
So in the box here, Charlotte, what we've got here is the remnants of the block. There's the Speedo there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's missing the gearbox.
Okay.
The gearbox has got lost somewhere on the line the last 30 odd years.
Yeah.
But they can be sourced.
Yeah.
We've got the head as well.
Yeah, and we've got the subframe, we've got the glass, we've got the trim,
subframe, glass, trim,
steering,
bits and bobs of carpet. We've got the door cards. There's a list on the website, on our website, of everything that comes with the car.
That's good. Okay.
Obviously, you need to do your own checks as regards the identity. We've got the tags on the front slam panel as well, which are Cooper S. So everything seemed to stack up with it being a Cooper S, but really, you need to come down here and have a look exactly what you get for your money.
Yeah, and that's something we encourage you to do with everything, by the way. Just come and have a look at it. You're happy to walk around our building. We'll make you a cup of tea. You bring the biscuits, and you can have a look around. You can touch, you can feel it, you can go through the paperwork and just satisfy yourself.
Yeah.
Because, we kind of know what we're doing, but sometimes things get past us as well. But come and see them. Yeah. That's all we ask.
Yeah.
Going off on a tangent, by the way.
Go on then.
This might sound crazy.
All right, not me.
Right. If you not you. No, you stay. If you buy that Mini and that box comes with it, do you know if you got that box and you waxed it and varnished it, that would be fabulous in a living room.
Yes, it would.
It's a lovely piece of furniture.
Absolutely. Yeah,
got my antique head on here.
Who Mr. FWL James was?
Doesn't matter.
From Dublin, but it was obviously his box at some stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely come and see this. A worthwhile restoration there. Guided £8,000-9,000. I think, for a nice Mark III Cooper S, retail you could pay up to 40. You may be able to find one somewhere between 25, 30, maybe 35. That's roughly where they are at the moment. So I think there's legs in it definitely for somebody to come in, put that back to the way it was, even respray it back to the original antelope.
Well, I was just thinking that before, and you know what? There's a lot to be said for buying this with all this and making it yourself. Yeah. Because then the quality, the standards of your car. And as you say, it'd be a lot less than your 40, 50,000 pounds.
Absolutely.
And you know exactly every nut and bolt on the car. So that is a great opportunity.
I think so.
Yes.
Right then. Okay. So
is that it for this week?
Oh, we've got this little MG here, Jim.
Oh yeah.
So
How did we forget that?
Yeah, let's do this because this is very sweet. So this is a 1953, I think, MG TD. It's a little 1250 engine.
That's nice, isn't it?
That is a sweet little car, that one. These are these just seem eternally popular. You can still get parts for them. They're very usable.
Yes.
You've got some weather gear on here as well. That's just a sweet looking little car, which I don't think will be a huge amount of money.
No, they're not,
You're probably looking about 10 grand for that.
Wow. So British Racing Green with magnolia trim, green carpets.
Yeah.
Lighter wood,
Yeah.
Works, doesn't it? It's lovely, that, isn't it?
I bet you can see yourself speeding through the lanes of Ormskirk in this, can you?
If I could fit in it. And if I lived in Ormskirk.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay, then, yeah. Isn't that where your other house is?
No.
No. All right, then.
That's Monte Carlo.
Monte Carlo. Okay, right, okay. Now, we have got a mini front end to show you, but I'm not sure where that is, and maybe we can do that next week.
We'll do that next week.
We'll do that next week. I think that's everything else. We are done, Jim.
We are, well, nearly. There's a lot of exciting cars coming in.
Yes.
Wait till next week. So watch next week. There's some fabulous cars coming our way, which we know they're coming. They're just not here yet. So we have got a lot of interesting cars. Our December sale is going to be very special with the cars we're getting. And the bike boys assure me they've got some special bikes as well, although they haven't told me yet what they are. But anyway,
Watch this space.
Watch this space, yeah. And there we are. See you next week.
Cheers.